What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday Bias Podcast. I'm your host, not only joined as always by my co-host Brett. What's up?
What's up, brother? What's going on?
Nothing much. It is a beautiful day outside here in Dallas, Texas. It's cold. It's damp and rainy. Couldn't ask for more perfect weather.
It's actually pretty nice out here in Fayetteville right now.
Word. It's always kind of nice in Fayetteville.
Yeah, well, we had an early winter, and now we're getting a little bit more fall before the winter comes, so we're enjoying it.
Good. Enjoy it while you can, brother.
Yep.
It is November 5th, Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday, November 5th. Week 9 of the NFL season finished last night. Already over halfway done with the NFL season. I've been telling y'all to savor it because it's going to go away before you even know it.
Yep.
And especially, I know sometimes with bad teams, because I'm guilty of this, where the Cowboys are bad and I don't even really want to watch football, and then the season ends. I'm like, wait, what? I wish I could go back in time and be miserable every week because I miss football.
And yeah, it's just such a roller coaster of emotions throughout the year too.
It really is.
It's like, this team looks like shit, and then they just, the Packers lose to the Chargers, and it's like, oh my, what is going on?
Or with the Ravens, this team is so fraudulent.
Yeah, beat the Patriots.
It is a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes for the best. What's crazy is at the end of the season, 29 teams are disappointed. That's always just so amazing to me. 29 fan bases finish the season disappointed. And only one comes out on top. Who's it gonna be? Let's get into these recaps.
Let's do it.
Thursday night football. One of my better predictions of the week, in all honesty. I said this game was going to be close, and it was. 49ers win, moved to 8-0. Now the last unbeaten team in the NFL. Cardinals fall to 3-5-1. They put up a good fight. 49ers win 28-25.
Yeah, it was a really good game. Kenyon Drake turned out to be a really nice fit. 162 total yards from scrimmage. I think the 80-yard play made it a little closer than it could have been if that maybe they don't end up scoring on that drive or something. But that was pretty crazy play. That really changed the dynamic at the end of the game there. About 5 minutes left. I mean, it was a nail biter.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was just really good to ice the game. Converted on 2 big third downs there. I mean, he played really well. I think Jimmy is like. He's not one of these Aaron Rodgers kind of quarterbacks, but he's more like Tom Brady kind of, just when he needs to win, he will. And if not, they're going to run the ball and do a lot of things to take a lot of pressure off him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I think that's a lot of credit to good coaching and good game planning. But I think the Cardinals played a really good game. Cliff had, at the end of the first half there,
yeah.
The defense had him stuffed on 4th down, and Cliff had called a timeout right before, so that always hurts because they scored right there after. So that might have ended up hurting them. Maybe they could have won that game if they go into halftime not down as much.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough thing because he obviously saw something where he was like, oh shit, they're gonna score on us here or whatever. But Jimmy G 4 touchdowns. Kittle was tearing him up. Emmanuel was tearing him up. But overall, I mean, we've talked about all year. We've liked what the Cardinals have been doing. Even in a big loss to New Orleans, we saw a lot of good things in that game too.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals fans should just continue to be happy about what they see week in and week out.
Yep.
From coaching, even though, Cliff made some questionable decisions.
The challenge was weird too.
Yeah, the challenge was bad too. And I get
but
a lot of those challenges.
I get why he did it because he still had enough time to get the ball back. Yeah. Even without it, but I still was, when he did it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a couple questionable coaching decisions. But, I mean, all in all, Cliff has done a good job, I would say, so far this season. And then Kyler, one of his better games in a while.
Yeah.
But there's one thing for him, and I think I've talked about this before, but you kind of notice this with a lot of these young quarterbacks, especially these quarterbacks who like extending plays, is he takes too many, big sacks. Like, it's one thing to take, a 5-yard sack. It's another to take, an 11-yard loss. And all of a sudden, the drive's over. Like, it's really you're not coming back from, a 2nd and 20.
Right.
Like, it's, this good of a defense, especially. But that one touchdown pass he had to Keyshawn Johnson was an incredible play.
Yeah.
Where he was, falling down and then threw it, to the perfect spot. He does a lot that reminds you of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot that reminds you of Russell Wilson. But like you said, Kenyon Drake, 162 scrimmage yards is the most in a midseason debut,
Yeah.
according to Field Yates. I don't even know how people find stats like that. Like
I mean,
I can
they
find
got
some stats.
they have guys that full-time do stats.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like I can pull stuff out of databases pretty well, but I don't even know how you even begin to pull a stat like that, like a player on a new team in a midseason debut. It's
Right.
crazy. People are doing crazy shit. Kittle is an absolute monster, dude. But is he the best tight end in football?
Probably.
I think that he is.
I
It's
mean, it's
just
still him and Kelsey, I think, and
him and
Ertz is still
Kelsey.
probably out there.
But I actually had him and a Kelsey comparison here. Kelsey is a good blocker. He is, but Kittle's elite in that regard. Like Kittle does everything that you want a tight end to do.
Mm-hmm.
And blocking is one of those. And so far this season, Kittle has 57 targets, 46 catches, 541 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6.5 yards after catch. That's crazy to me.
Right.
And 11 avoided tackles. And Kelsey has 71 targets, 49 catches. So only 3 more catches on nearly 20 more targets. 666 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4.5 yards after catches, and 2 drops. Kittle has no drops. So, they're used differently, of course. I think Kelsey's kind of used the stretch the field a lot. Like more like he does that better than any other tight end, I think, is stretching the field.
He seems like he runs a little better too. Like he's
a little quicker.
Little faster, a little quicker.
But they use Kittle almost like the Patriots used to use Gronk, where just get him the ball in open space and just let him run over people. And speaking of running over people, I mean, I know that everyone's talking about Budda Baker because Kittle just absolutely trucked him on that touchdown he had.
Mm-hmm.
But that dude was all over the field, man.
Yeah.
He had a great game.
We heard his name a lot.
He's having a good year too. I mean, it's his 3rd year. He's only 23 years old. So that's another young piece for this Cardinals team.
Right.
A team that we're talking about a lot about young pieces. Yeah. Especially solid young secondary players are very important.
Yeah.
Because they're hard to find.
Yeah, they probably just need some O-line help and some D-line and linebacker help, and they'll be fine.
Easier said than done, though. I mean, we've seen how hard offensive lines are to build.
Oh yeah.
But I know me and you are both rooting for him, though.
Oh yeah.
But one thing that's disappointed me though is Larry Fitz. Over 100 yards in his first 2 games, and he hasn't reached over 70 in a game since then.
Yeah, I mean that could be credited to a couple things. I mean, Kyler's making a lot of plays himself, and he's hitting a lot of these younger, faster receivers, whether it's either dump offs or down the field. Larry's kind of more of a possession receiver, so maybe a little bit different play style for Kyler, who likes to hit maybe some of the faster guys.
Yeah, and they're running the ball more too.
And Larry Fitz is, I think, still so respected. I think teams are still gonna at least mention him in the game plan.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe their top corner is going to be on him, or bring another safety to help, or something like that.
100%.
Yeah,
so after the Patriots lost, do you think the 49ers are the best team in the NFL?
Right now, I mean, I guess you probably got to give them the edge, but I'd probably give New Orleans maybe a slight.
I think I'd give New Orleans the edge too.
Yeah, a slight edge. I mean, San Fran's up there though. There's no denying that at this point.
I know it seems a little unfair, but it's just the Saints' one loss was when Drew Brees got hurt in the middle of the game,
and just
a lot of fucking shit.
The way they look, too. I mean, to go 5-0 without your starter.
Those teams are really close. That'd be a fun playoff matchup.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that the Niners can play with anybody, and you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, my only issue with them though is they can most certainly be ran on. They gave up 153 7 yards per carry on Thursday against the Cards, 136.8 yards per carry to the Panthers, and there were a couple home runs in that game by CMC.
Good running teams.
The Redskins ran for 104 on 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
But granted, that game, it was, that was that shit show of a game when it was
muddy. Yeah.
Rams ran for 109. They've struggled to run the ball this year. Browns 102. They're a good running team though too. But since San Fran's bye, they've given up the 9th most rushing yards and the 3rd highest yard per carry. So I mean, they can be ran on.
Yeah.
The question is though, are you going to turn the ball over when you do throw it? Because they're kind of like the Patriots in that regard.
Yeah, that pass rush is just relentless.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
But that's where Kyler is so valued, because he's, I mean, except for the bad sacks that he takes, but for the most part, I mean, he's so elusive.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I thought the Cards would maybe have a chance, because they do love those quick passing plays.
Yeah.
So they're not really susceptible to big sacks, even though Kyler took a few. But that's just Kyler. This is gonna happen.
Right.
But yeah, all in all, I mean, impressed by the Cardinals, right?
Yeah,
You gotta
100%.
be. Gotta be. But it's still one of those games. Even though the Cardinals played the Niners close, I still think the Niners did a lot of good things. Like last week, the theme was ugly wins. I don't think this was an ugly win for the Niners, even though it was close, probably closer than a lot of Niners fans thought it probably would be.
Yeah, I mean, division game, Thursday night game, on the road for them
Against a decent team too. It's not it's not against the Redskins.
No, this is a good up and young coming team. We've never put the Cardinals in that discussion with those bottom of the barrel teams.
Right.
And without that 80-yard touchdown, I mean, if San Fran gets the ball again and scores, it could have been a 2-score game.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
and just their style of football doesn't really equate to too many blowouts. Run the ball, hold on to the ball, even though they've blown some teams out.
Even Jimmy G with 4 touchdowns, it didn't feel like Jimmy G lit him up. I mean, yeah.
So good job, Cardinals. Put up a fight. Good young team. San Fran looks really good. Let's move on to the London game. Oh, you got something to say?
I was gonna say San Fran's about to be tested for real though this back half.
Yeah, it gets tough. Seahawks, Monday night. That's going to be a really good one.
Yep.
Really excited to see that one. Is that game in Seattle or in San Fran?
Not sure.
They'll play them. They play them 2 times either way. All right, Sunday morning, the last London game of the season. This one was a disappointment. Yeah. The Texans just embarrassed the Jags in what could possibly be the end of Minshew Mania.
Well, they said Nick Foles was starting week 11.
Well, they have a bye.
Oh, they have a bye? Okay. But it will still be week 10 after the bye.
No, it's going to be week 11.
Okay, it will be week 11?
Yeah, and that's like the first time he can play.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought the Jags were going to be able to do a little bit more on offense. Minshew was sacked 3 times, threw 2 picks. Fournette only 11 carries for 40 yards. And on the other side, Carlos Hyde was just going nuts. 19 carries for 160, 8 yards a carry. He had that fumble after the 58-yarder. I mean, as a team, they ran for 216. But this was a 9-3 game at halftime. The Jags still put up a lot of yards. Same amount of first downs as the Texans, but just couldn't finish drives with points. They had the buff snap on a field goal early in the second half. Kind of a weird game. But I think the Texans played pretty well overall. And the defense, credit to them for stepping up, kind of backed up in their own territory at times. And Deshaun Watson again just kind of doing his thing, Hopkins tearing him up. And I think the big story, again, which I said last week, is just how big of a pickup this Carlos Hyde is for this team.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if that doesn't happen, then they're not as good as they are. Like if they just had Duke Johnson, there's no way they'd be as good as they are.
I'd agree with that.
And but yeah, I mean, this is a game they should win, and credit to them for getting it done.
The one time I picked the fucking Jags
to
do this, Jesus, man. But this was
they did some good things on offense. They just couldn't get points.
You can't turn the ball over that much.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, really. And that's it for Minshew Mania. It's over.
Yeah.
I've been saying for a while though, it needs to end when Foles is ready to come back.
But not the worst option you could have had.
No. I mean, he played well. He
good
did
for the
thing.
Fan base. I mean, a guy that rallied
an option
the guys.
For the future.
Because at the beginning of the season, it looked like they could have gone 2-14, but he won a couple games and hyped up the team a little bit. So I give him a little credit.
Yeah. And he did some. I mean, even Sunday, like you mentioned, he had his moments.
I mean, he ain't no Brandon Allen. You know what I'm saying? But...
Oh, we're gonna get to that game in a second because I think I have a very unpopular opinion about that game. But no, that he had that one first down run late in the third where he like stiff armed and dove for the first down.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
He has enough moments to make you think he can be a legitimate starter in the NFL.
Yeah.
But just for the time being, I think give Foles a shot. Let him play out the season, and then at the end of the season, you have a decision to make. Trade Foles, cut Foles, whatever the case may be. But God, that fumble on the very last play of the game, you have to feel bad.
Yeah.
You have to feel bad that would have get because if you're losing the game. What was it? Did they return that for a touchdown?
I don't think
fumble. So. I don't think they did either. I'm thinking of the Cowboys game, but I mean, Minshew's trying his ass off. It's 26-3. Last play of the game doesn't matter, and he fumbles it.
Yeah.
Just kind of a shitty end to the Minshew Mania, if that really is it.
Right.
But I have to eat crow and give some flowers to Garyon Conley because he played well.
Yeah.
and I was been shit on him for like 3 straight weeks.
Right.
So good job.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Dude,
got your name and stuff. Come on, man.
yeah, that's true. There's a lot of Conleys out there. You wanna know something funny that's unrelated to this, but kind of dumb? I had somebody ask me once if I was related to Mike Conley. And I was like, yeah, man, because his last name's the same as my first name, and that's how it works.
Right. Yeah, we're distant cousins.
Yeah.
He's also not white. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Distant cousins, distant relatives.
Yeah.
But Texans, they're a good team. I mean, one of the biggest surprises of the year is that Houston is 4th in rushing yards and 5th in yards per carry. I don't think anyone would have guessed that coming into the season.
I mean, even with Lamar Miller, you probably wouldn't guess that.
Yeah. God, it's crazy that Lamar Miller was on this team.
And you mentioned Foles coming back, and you said, it's probably about that time. They're still 4-5.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're not completely out of this thing yet. And with it, I know it doesn't look like the defense is good, especially after this game, but we talked about a lot before this game that the defense has been really good leading up to this game for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So they're by no means out of it.
Yeah, I mean, this division is just so up and down all over the fucking map. So who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they go on a streak and win the division. I don't think that they will, but
I mean, like you said, the season is halfway over, people.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to learn week by week just the underestimations, the overestimations. Like, I think me and you are going to be by next year be a little more understandable on a lot of this stuff.
I mean, even then, we've been pretty solid picking wise this year.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what did we go this week? 8-6. We both went 8-6.
Both went 8-6. I had a couple bad weeks early on, but overall, I think we've both been pretty solid.
Yeah, and I picked the Jags in this game and got burned pretty badly, but it is what it is, man. Jags, tough loss. I mean, 4-5, they are still in it.
Yeah,
but they're just still in it. That's really all there is to say.
Yeah.
On to the Sunday noon games. Redskins. Oh man, they're bad. They fall again to 1-8. The Bills 6-2. But man, as the weeks go on, I'm just losing it with the Bills. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, but it's kind of another one of those things. They're right there, second in the division. Probably.
I know, but I see all these other teams play, and I'm just like, man, the Bills are just not.
I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, halfway through the year, you could still go 8-8. I mean, they're by no means a lock.
Yeah, no, that's
playoffs.
True.
But I think
I saw a thing from DVOA that had the Bills as like one of the worst 6-2 teams ever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense to me. Yeah, I think we saw some good things in this game, even though it was against the Redskins. Singletary had a coming out party.
Yeah.
Running the football really well. Josh Allen had the early touchdown to Beasley. He's got a touchdown in 3 straight games. I think they do well when they don't ask Josh Allen to do too much. He only threw 20 times. He didn't turn the ball over. He had that quarterback sneak touchdown. And, a little concerning, though, the Washington offense had a decent day. They outrushed Buffalo. AP had over 100 yards in the first half. He hadn't done that since 2012. I think he's still got some left in the tank. Obviously, they're just a bad team, so it's not going to.
They've kind of ran the ball decently well this year.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, AP is showing that. I mean, he could at least still get some yards for you. And I'm interested to see what you thought about Haskins because I thought he played okay.
No, I literally had here. Didn't think he was awful.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about him the best is kind of his physical stature.
Yeah.
And it seems like the Redskins are playing better without Gruden, if I'm being honest. The eye test for me, I'm a big eye test. That's why I picked the Dolphins. Just because they had looked so much better than the Jets last 2 weeks, but it just seems like as a team, they look better coached than they did with Jay Gruden. And it seems that they were trying to get the ball out of Haskins' hands quickly. I mean, he was sacked 4 times, but he didn't turn the ball over. And he kind of looks like Cam to me in a way. But 2 for 11 on third down, that's not going to win you any games. The defense had a couple good moments, especially in the fourth quarter, giving their offense extra opportunities. I mean, this was a 17-9 game until the late touchdown.
Yeah.
But this is bad. Redskins haven't scored a touchdown in 3 consecutive games.
Yep.
First time since 1950. So, I mean, this was an ugly win for the Bills in a way, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with Haskins didn't play poorly. The thing with the Redskins, you mentioned they were coached better. I think a lot of what we're seeing, to be honest with you, is they're just playing such a conservative game. They're playing so scared. So
Right.
it's sort of limiting these huge blowout losses they had early in the season.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be closer in games because they run the ball a shit ton. Haskins only threw the ball further than 20 yards one time. And
Yeah.
I know the Bills have a good secondary and everything, so that does play into it.
And I mean, they sacked him 4 times. So I mean, and the O line isn't good. I mean, you got to get the ball out quick. And
That's
him
true.
and Terry had a nice connection, I thought, though.
Really, I even have here. I expected more
Yeah.
because that's all that I heard about.
Well,
I've been
they were
monitoring.
pretty clear on running the ball.
Yeah, that's true. But I've been monitoring this Terry McLaurin Haskins situation.
I think going forwards,
I like Terry
okay.
McLaurin a lot. I think he's a really good player.
Oh, he's cold. Yeah.
All I was hearing was, "Oh my God, you think Terry McLaurin's killing it now with Keenum? Just wait till Haskins because of that Ohio State connection."
Well, against the Bills, though, it's like you're throwing him out in his first start, like against the Bills.
I mean, he did lead the team in targets. So
yeah, I mean, no, him and Haskins will have a nice connection, I think, going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Paul Richardson were the only two receivers to get more than one catch. So
I mean, and if you're a defense, I mean, yeah, you mentioned Paul Richardson, but it's like I think we're gonna focus on Scary Terry here.
Yeah, I mean, he's by far the best player on that offense.
Right.
Like, I'm scared of him moving forward. It's an NFC East guy, but not too scared because it's the Redskins and they always fuck things up.
I mean,
they always absolutely
they have a lot
of
holes to fill.
Speaking of holes to fill, man, Ryan Kerrigan is just completely washed. This dude used to be a nightmare.
Right.
This dude used to be an absolute nightmare, but he's on pace for a career low in sacks and pressures. Just washed. Sad to see.
Jonathan Allen, we haven't heard much of him.
Yeah, I know, and he was supposed to be like one of them.
Norman looks bad every week, missing tackles and just not doing much.
Jonathan Allen is on. Yeah, he is on the Redskins.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking of. Okay. What else did I have to say? Devin Singletary. You talked about it. Love seeing it. Love it as a Devin Singletary truther.
That was a cool little moment at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I'm happy you said it. I forgot to say it.
Frank Gore was like, "Hey, AP, talk to my guy."
Frank Gore is so cool, man. Just seems like such a good dude.
Right.
I know AP's had his issues, but he seems like a pretty good dude too.
Oh, he is. But I mean, you
can look at professional. Seems like
you can look at parent disciplinary things, a couple different ways. But that's not the worst thing that I don't know.
It's not great though.
Yeah, I mean.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
Let's move on before we say something we'll regret. Yeah. But no, Devin Singletary outsnapped and outcarried Gore for the first time this season. Finally, he leads the league in yard per carries among rushers with more than 40 attempts. 6.6. That's absurd, man.
It's crazy. He's fast, bro.
He's just elusive.
He's physical too. I mean, he'll
it's like a little bowling ball out there. Like he's small but like fit and just will run you over. Kind of reminds me of a young oh my God.
I was kind of thinking Mark Ingram-ish.
Mark Ingram, yeah. I'm thinking of who's the guy they call him the hamster. He was on the Bucks for a long time. He was on the Raiders recently.
The hamster?
I think that's what his name was.
I don't remember the hamster.
Oh my God. The name's gonna come back to me later in the show, but let's just move on, man. Fuck, I'm trying to remember who I think his nickname was the hamster.
Oh my. Oh man.
But anyways, Bills' run defense is bad. So as good as their secondary is, their run defense is definitely beatable, and that's what kind of scares. I'm just not sold on this Bills team anymore. I've made my full-fledged turn to the dark side because that used to be your Doug Martin.
Doug Martin, yeah.
Doug Martin.
I didn't know he was called the hamster.
I'm pretty sure that was his nickname.
I don't remember that.
I could be wrong, but muscle hamster. Okay, that's what it was. Muscle hamster.
Oh God, that's even worse.
Okay. At least I was somewhat right, because I don't look like such a fucking idiot if I was out here calling someone the hamster. That wasn't even his nickname. You guys, hey, the hamster. They gave him the hamster. All right, let's move on to this game. Yeah. The Vikings. Drop it. Drop the ball, man. Lose to the Chiefs 26-23.
Yeah, this was two good football teams going at it. Very back and forth game. Man, I'll tell you, Tyreek Hill is one of the most fun players to watch in this league.
Yeah.
This dude is unreal. Damian Williams, had his best game of the year, longest run of the season in the league, 91-yard run. only the second rush touchdown the Vikings have given up all season. So that was a huge play in that game. And Matt Moore was as good as you could really hope he would be. And to be honest, he outplayed Kirk Cousins in this game.
Yeah.
And man, it's just 2 weeks in a row. You got to give so much credit to Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I mean, you see him and Sean Payton have success with these backup quarterbacks. That is all coaching.
I think it just goes to show coaching and game plan is just as important as having a really good quarterback.
Right, and you see that with San Fran too.
Yeah.
And defense has been looking a lot better, just eye test to me. Chris Jones gets the sack, pushing the lineman into Kirk. And I saw this funny, I don't know if it was a tweet or what, but I think it was a tweet. That was like a Kansas City fan. He was like, we need to find a stat for how many sacks Chris Jones has pushing the lineman into the quarterback.
He does that a lot.
Right. But Cousins, 19 for 38, only 220 yards. I mean, he still had 3 touchdowns, but not a great performance.
Nah.
Dalvin, only 71 yards on 21 carries. So that was kind of the key of the game for me, for the Chiefs to kind of stay in the game. And, I mean, you got to credit – I mean, this whole entire Chiefs team really, really played a really good football game. I mean, Dalvin, 71 yards on 21 carries.
Yeah.
I mean, that is impressive from that defense. And then, Harrison Butker's a really good kicker in this league. Hit a huge 54-yarder and then the 44-yarder to win it after a really bad punt, set him up pretty good field position and, made a couple good plays and, 44 yards a lot easier than 50 plus or something to win it. So
those last couple minutes there for Minnesota.
Oh, horrible.
Terrible.
So, I credit the Chiefs a lot. Obviously the Vikings, I think we've established over the last couple of years with Kirk that they're better against bad teams and not as good against good teams.
Yeah.
But I give a lot of credit to the Chiefs for pulling this game out.
No, man, the Chiefs. If this is the defense the Chiefs are going to have, and they get Patty back, this is a terrifying team.
Right.
They have the most sacks in the NFL over the last 3 weeks, and they have the 9th fewest in the first 6.
Yeah.
So something's clicking.
Yep.
And probably
that's another example of this freaking football season, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what in the world?
you just it's really
everybody's like Kansas City's worst defense in the league. Like
I mean, they were.
I know.
Are up there at least.
I mean, that's just crazy how fast things can turn around, man. I mean, maybe one player coming back from injury or one scheme difference it's just crazy.
Well, I think that's just like what makes the NFL so special.
Yeah.
There's 16 games. So over the course of a season, so many different things can change.
It's just the game of football, man. You can never completely count out a team.
Any given Sunday.
Except the Bengals. Except the Bengals.
That's true. You can go ahead and count them out.
Yeah.
But no, I think a lot of what it is they brought in a new defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo in the offseason. And a lot of the times that takes a little bit to click.
Yeah.
And I know, if you're the Chiefs, you're a Super Bowl contending team, you don't really have the patience.
Right.
But it's paid off.
Yeah.
It's been paying off for the past couple weeks. 18 pressures, 9 sacks against Denver, 17 pressures, 5 sacks against Green Bay, 17 pressures, only 1 sack against Kirk, but I mean they were getting to him.
Oh yeah.
And it was affecting him too.
Oh yeah, they were definitely causing him problems.
Yeah. So I'm again though, here we go. Terrible officiating in this game.
Yeah.
At the end of the first half, that pass interference they called on the Quan Treadwell. They challenged it and they reversed it, thank God. But just the fact that was fucking even called in the first place was baffling to me.
Right.
If there were reviews, if this was last year, that was like a game-changing play too.
Yeah.
Completely game-changing, completely shift the tide in momentum. Do I have anything else to say? Oh, I do want to say the Vikings, I don't know what their game plan was this entire game. They only ran play action 30% of the time.
Well, didn't Diggs have like 2 catches too?
Yeah, they were.
How does that happen?
I don't know if a lot of it has to do with maybe Thielen leaving the game early on. That was actually a theme throughout this entire week too. Players coming back from injuries and then getting hurt really early. Him, Deshaun Jackson. I don't remember who else. But part of me is happy that Patrick Mahomes didn't come back this week because that could have very easily been him.
Right.
But only play action 30% of the time. Well, it was like 2 weeks ago. They ran it like 60%.
Diggs had 1 catch.
Yeah, that's
4 yards. How does
that
happen?
That's unacceptable.
That is crazy.
That's unacceptable. If you have to, it goes back to early in the season. They reverted back to this
I
All
mean,
right,
is
Dalvin
that
Cook,
just
please win
credit to
the
the
game.
pass rush? That because usually Diggs, you got to find him downfield.
Yeah,
Is that just not having time to get it to him?
1 catch for 4 yards, man. Look, if that's your guy, you get him the ball. Like you figure things out.
But you know what I'm saying? You're usually gonna hit him deep when he can run past the secondary.
No, I get what you're
And
saying,
but I mean,
you game plan to get your ball to get the ball to your number one receiver. I mean, look at Tyreek Hill, dude.
yeah,
Like defenses have to just be selling out to stop him. Yet it doesn't matter.
right.
He's gonna get you with these long runs. They're gonna hit him on slants. He's gonna run and run and run. Like they get him into the game
I
plan in
mean,
so many different ways.
and he's one of the smaller receivers, and he's mossing people.
Yeah, I know. He is
It's
insanely good.
unbelievable.
He is insanely good, man. Man, a fully healthy Chiefs team is terrifying. Yet again.
Yeah, it really is.
Yet again. No one Tyreek Hill is one of the better draft steals in a very long time.
What round was he? Fifth round?
Yeah.
What school did he go to?
Well,
you know?
OSU.
OSU, yeah.
But to be fair, he did have a lot of shit going on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
So
that's going to hurt draft stock for sure.
Yeah. So, good game for the Chiefs, man.
Yep.
You know,
still a close one.
With the Raiders playing the way that they are, they kind of needed this win
No, I think so too.
to sort of remain comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about how they were going to go through a tough little stretch without Patty, and they're getting through it.
Yeah, and this kind of gives them some leeway here to maybe, all right, we won this game. Maybe we push Patrick Mahomes' return back another week.
Right.
Whereas if they lost this game,
yeah,
if they lost this game, maybe they're rushing him back, trying to get him back next week. But we'll see. Okay, here we go. Game of the week. Man, I can't believe I picked the Jets. The Jets lose 26-18. Trust me, the score really wasn't even that close.
Let's go Dolphins!
The Dolphins moved to 1-7. I knew it was good. I've been saying all year long that the Dolphins are not going 0-16, and they play the Jets, and I picked the fucking Jets for some reason, man.
Yep.
You don't know why it is?
Go ahead.
I can't live with the fact that the Cowboys lost to this Jets team.
That's 100% what it is.
I can't rationalize it.
I know.
I can't rationalize it.
I think this was definitely the Dolphins week to get a dub. I loved the post game. The coach getting the game ball. I think we both said all year that he's looked like a good coach.
Yeah.
And Fitzmagic was slanging that thing. Unfortunately, Preston Williams is out for the year. He had 2 touchdowns. He was balling. We both said we liked him. But I think you said last week Gesicki is a nice big target for him. Devontae Parker is still a decent receiver. And, the Miami defense made enough plays on defense, interception at the end of the first half. After that touchdown was reversed, which I don't know about that call.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was a little sketchy. I don't know about that one. But yeah, I mean, I have here again. We're probably going to bring it up every week. I don't know how we lost this Jets team. I mean, our tackles were out. We know all that, but I think me and you would both agree that even with all the injuries, we should still beat that team.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be.
That's really all I have. I mean, Fitzmagic is better than Sam Darnold. So.
Yeah, I know. And goddamn, I just can't believe I picked the Jets. I don't know what I was thinking. And Darnold.
You were riding with the defense, and on paper that was
true.
the best, the most. I mean, I still had a tough time picking them. It wasn't easy because literally on paper, the Jets defense was the best looking thing about this game on paper.
But I didn't even look at the most important matchup. The Dolphins, believe it or not, have had a giant coaching edge.
Yeah.
A giant coaching edge. And good for Brian Flores. The team obviously plays hard for him. And if you watch the Dolphins games, because I've watched all of them, we go back and we rewatch the games.
Yeah.
They try.
Yeah.
They try. I mean, they're onside kicking. They're running trick plays. They're running fakes. Like, they're trying out there.
100%.
They're going for 2-point conversions to win
I've
the
been
game.
saying all year, I mean, the coach, if the bad call or something, he's throwing his headset. I mean, he's fired up out there. That's what I love to see.
Yeah, you do love to see it because you have a bunch of other coaches that just look like they could not give a fuck.
Jason Garrett.
Jason Gary, yeah, but I'm Gase too. Like, they're just some coaches that look like they couldn't be fuck all bothered to be at that game. There was some hilarious moments though in this game, like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just yeeted that interception, dude.
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck he was thinking, but he really wasn't that bad.
No, he wasn't.
80% accuracy rating. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
But he's just trying to do too much. He's definitely in his own head, and you almost have to feel bad for him. He almost had to feel bad for him. But another hilarious moment is literally right after that interception. The Dolphins have the ball at like the 1 yard line, their own 1 yard line, and Fitzmagic literally kneels the ball in the end zone
Yeah,
for a
that was weird.
That was,
were you big on Darnold coming out of college? Because I wasn't.
I wasn't as big as other people were, but I think as time goes on, I'm bigger on him than other people are now, if that makes sense. I still think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Okay.
It's
really early, so.
He has to get put in a better situation quickly, though.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big believer in players' mindsets completely dictating their careers.
Right.
And the longer he's in a shit situation like this, the worse it's going to be for him.
Oh.
But there are 2 safeties in this game. I think that's fucking hilarious. Of course there were.
Right.
But I want to talk about this dumpster fire of a Jets team because so much shit happened after this game in the locker room with reporters that I want to talk about it.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, okay. So here's a tweet from Brian Costello. Fans are chanting fire Gase near the Jets tunnel. Remember, this was a road game. So, yeah, Jets fans, diehard Jets fans. There was actually a decent amount of Jets fans at this game, weirdly enough. And they were all chanting fire Gase near the Jets tunnel. A tweet by Rich Simini. This one really made me feel bad. With 59 seconds left, Jamal Adams stormed into the locker room. Could have been a Cowboy.
Yeah.
And here we go. Jamal Adams' Instagram story after the game. 8 games left. Time to finish strong. What does that seem to tell you? 8 games. I'm the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fuck out of here after this game. Another tweet. Christopher Johnson standing by the locker room interest. He looks pissed. In case you didn't know, Christopher Johnson is the CEO and chairman of the Jets. So pretty much the decision maker on that franchise. He's done a really good job. A lot of good decisions by him over the past couple of months. Andy Slater tweeted, Adam Gase was told by a Jets oh, this one's hilarious. This one is crazy, man. This doesn't even sound real. But okay, here we go. Adam Gase was told by a Jets executive before oh my God, sorry. I can't even get this out. Because it's so absurd and bizarre. Adam Gase was told by a Jets executive before the game that he would be fired if they lost. All right, that's normal. Here's the weird part. The exchange happened shortly after another member of the Jets front office was taken by ambulance to the hospital complaining of chest pains. The fuck is going on there, dude?
I don't know.
There's some crazy shit. Adam Gase in the press conference after the game. This is the NFL. You can't be embarrassed by this shit. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. You can for sure.
Trust me, I'm embarrassed a lot. I'm embarrassed for you. I'm not even a Jets fan. And then this one is hilarious. A reporter actually asked Adam Gase this question. Does this loss validate you being fired? To which he replied, I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah. Good choice.
Damian Woody, you probably know him. He's on First Take every now and then. Former Jets player tweeted, I'm fucking done, yo. Le'Veon Bell, he's been the captain of this team, didn't speak to the media for the second straight week. Jets official Twitter, this isn't even that big of a deal, but it just adds to all of it. The Jets official Twitter tweeted out that this game was played at MetLife Stadium and was a home game. So just another piece of the puzzle. And then finally, the XFL Twitter. XFL, the newest football league, tweeted, congrats to the Miami Dolphins for their first victory of the season. We'd say something snarky about the Jets, but some of those guys may be playing with us in a few months.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. The Jets are complete total dumpster fire.
XFL, firing shots.
Yeah, that one kind of cut deep.
I was like, wow, on that one.
It's very true. But yeah, good for Fitzmagic. Good for Brian Flores.
Yep.
Obviously, I mean, if you really think about it, it'd probably be in the Dolphins' best interest to lose this game. But hey, as much as you kind of want to go 0-16 to get the picks, but you also want to win.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to build a.
If you're a player on that team, man, I mean, you can only be so demoralized all year.
And just think about, the Browns went 0-16 a few years ago. Think about the culture that's set in that franchise. That It still seems like they haven't really got over it.
And the Dolphins too.
Yeah, that's true. So good for the Dolphins. Funny game.
I mean, when you listen to the coach post game, it sounds like he wants to turn things around as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Like even this year, he was like, "Let's not make this the only win. Like let's keep getting better."
Well, and then I even mentioned when we talked about the trade deadline, the Dolphins, out of all of these shit teams, they've been doing the best.
Yeah.
They've been trading away players for draft picks. They've been taking on contracts for draft picks with Aqib Talib.
Been in games.
Yeah, they're in games. They're playing hard. So, good for the Dolphins. They deserve this. Jets, wow, you guys are fucking pathetic, and I cannot believe the Cowboys lost. And they were losing 21-3 at 1.2.
I know.
Horrible. Horrible.
If anything, I hope it can piss our team off to keep playing well.
You'd hope so. Let's move on to the next game.
Yeah.
The Bears. Wow. Speak of another dumpster fire, potential dumpster fire here. They lose yet again. Only put up 14 points. The Eagles win 22-14. Moved to 5-4. Big win for them.
Yeah, Bears 1 first down, 9 total yards in the first half.
I actually saw a tweet that was the worst first half.
That's the fewest yards in an opening half in the last 40 years.
Yeah, that's the same tweet. I was just
9?
9 yards.
How do you have 9 yards, bro?
And those all came in the last possession when they were just trying to run downfield in a 2-minute drill.
Yeah. Trubisky 10 for 21, 125 yards. 83 of those yards were on 2 plays. So, I mean, I think Montgomery still had a couple nice moments, but Wentz loves his tight ends. Half his completions were to Ertz and Goddard. Ertz gets his first 100-yard game of the year. I know you're happy about that.
Yes.
They were successful running the ball as well. Howard and Sanders combined for 29 carries for 124 yards. They iced the game on the kickoff where they get the fumble from. The Bears are just ugly. They are. Quickly.
They're in a free fall.
And a free fall, just falling. And Eagles, lucky to run into them. Good win for them, I guess. So, woohoo for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not.
Bears suck, dude.
I wasn't that impressed in this game with Philly. I know I'm going to sound like a hater, and it's because I am.
Right.
But, they were up 19-0 earlier, and there was a point in this game I thought the Bears were going to win. The Eagles up 19-0.
It was so close there at the end.
No, there was a point. I think it was in the fourth where the Bears were only down 5, and they were kind of, driving downfield in Bears terminology. So not really driving, but doing decent things on offense. I thought that they had a chance to win this game. Here's the thing about Carson Wentz, and I talk about him all the time, but it's just because I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing about him, dude. 3 passes over 20 yards. He missed all 3 of them. 26 completions, only 4 were thrown further than 10 yards. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Both of his touchdowns were screen passes. No, that's not true. There was that one pass to Zach Ertz, which was, terrible officiating yet again. How the fuck they threw what was crazy to me is they threw the flag.
Yeah.
Ertz completely mauled Kyle Fuller. They threw the flag and then picked it up. It was just dumpster fire officiating, dude. It's been so awful this year. So awful.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to say, really. The Bears are the Bears.
Yeah.
This is who you are until Mitchell Trubisky is gone, and he needs to go. I think at this point in time,
I think
what do you do for them?
I think they're still worried about their investment in him, dude.
But that too. But also, they don't have their first round pick.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're them?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you take a chance on a second, third round quarterback?
Maybe you get Maybe you go get Jameis when the Bucs don't re-sign him.
Yeah, maybe you go get Mariota too, maybe, or maybe you see what Cam Newton would cost, or in Andy Dalton.
Yeah, that might be an option, and then
that's gonna have to be what they do. There's no. I saw a lot of Bears fans say that they should fire Nagy and get an offensive coach that will put Trubisky in a better scheme, but it's just dude. It
doesn't look like Nagy knows what the fuck he's doing.
No, he's an issue too. There could be 2 separate problems that both need to be fixed without one directly.
If it's quarterback or coach, I think coach has got to go first, and then if you get an offensive coach and it still doesn't work, then you.
Well, Nagy was supposed to be an offensive genius.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his whole shtick. And you can see what he's trying to do on offense, but Mitch is just not the guy.
Right.
But Nagy too. Why is Tariq Cohen getting the ball in 2nd and 1 at the 1-yard line and going up the middle?
Yeah, that's.
Hello. Come on. And that's really all I have to say. Also, being a hater, Malcolm Jenkins is by far the most overrated safety in football. All right, that's all I have to say. Oh, I did want to mention this though. There is a dumpster fire brewing in Chicago. The fire is starting to rise. Eddie Jackson said, "At this point in the season, we know what it is about the defense always being on the field." So pay attention because that could be really fun. Because dumpster fires are hilarious. All right, moving on to the next game.
Let's go
the
Steelers.
Finally, let's go. I put my faith into them, and they came through 4-4. Holy shit.
And a nail biter, though.
Here they come. Yeah, but it gets a good Colts team, though.
Yeah. Brissett sprained MCL. They haven't – I didn't see a timetable on if he's out for a while or anything.
That was weird because I kept wondering if he was going to come into the game because he had his helmet on and shit.
Right. Maybe they're just being cautious. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Colts were kind of dominating this game until the pick six, and they get the big block field goal at the end of the first half as well. So those were two big plays. And they get the 15-yard penalty at the end of the first half too to get the 51-yarder.
Yeah, Darius
So
Leonard.
that was kind of a big swing there at the end of the
Nice
first
penalty.
half. Second half, Mason Rudolph kind of outplayed Brian Hoyer. I mean, Hoyer had an okay touchdown, but other than
I
that,
thought Hoyer played really well, actually.
Played okay. Colts fumbled the punt after the safety. When do you see that?
That was terrible.
You can't do that.
No.
Steelers fumbled 2 possessions later. I mean, this was a back and forth game. The Steelers have a giveaway in 15 straight games. It's the first time the Pittsburgh defense has allowed an 80-yard rusher. So, I mean, Marlon Mack had a pretty decent game. I like Zach Pascal, too. I think he's pretty solid.
No, he's a good player.
But, man, I said this would come down to a Vinatieri field goal, and he smoked it.
Wow.
He smoked it.
I mean, that didn't even stand 1 millisecond of a
Did you
chance.
see the laces were facing the wrong way?
Dude, he missed that field goal by 50 fucking yards.
I mean, hey, the laces are supposed to be the other way. That's all
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
shit about kicking, but I mean, if
The
you
laces-
miss one that bad.
The laces are supposed to be facing the goalpost.
No, I know that, but I'm saying just like, I don't.
But I mean, it was very far off for sure.
That shit was not going in. That shit didn't stand a chance.
Jalen Samuels had 13 receptions. That's the most in Steelers history in one game.
For a running back or one?
I think for a running back. Yeah. But Hoyer, 5th quarterback ever to have a touchdown with 7 different teams.
Huh.
And Juju's first player since 1950 with 200 career receptions before his 23rd birthday.
Yeah, man. This Steelers
This
defense.
was a close one, though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if you're the Steelers, you're taking all these close wins and
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
running to the bank with them.
Right.
Can this team
Credit
make
to
the
Mike Tomlin.
playoffs? Yeah, credit to Mike Tomlin. He's really showing his, everyone was kind of questioning
Mike
him.
Tomlin's on the hot seat. No,
Yeah,
he's not.
no.
No, he's not, bro.
I mean, I was probably one of those guys. I don't remember. I probably said some dumb shit like that. No, I think I've been defending Tomlin actually this whole time.
Yeah, I think you have been too.
But no, man, look. Is Minka Fitzpatrick the best safety in football right now? I mean, he's playing like it.
He's really good.
He's playing like it. The Steelers are second in takeaways this season. Oh, I actually want to talk about this because as a Cowboys fan, all I hear our fan base talking about is just how unimportant the safety is becoming in the NFL and how it doesn't matter and how we shouldn't spend draft capital or a lot of money on safety. I think the Steelers defense is showing you just how important a good safety is because they traded for Minka Fitzpatrick and it was like a fucking switch flipped.
Right.
Because when you have a playmaker like that, it changes your entire dynamic defensively where corners, they can play a little bit more aggressively because they know that they have a center fielder back there. It's kind of like in baseball when you have a really elite center fielder.
Yep.
Patrolling center field, you don't really worry about your corner outfielders as much because your center fielder takes up so much ground and you have so much faith in them. That's kind of like what it is on defense. You can play more aggressively and go for more turnovers, and that's what's happening for Steelers. So
you have a really good pass rush though, so you don't have to blitz a bunch of guys.
That's true too. I mean,
you can man cover a lot.
Their pass rush is the truth. A lot of that has to do with Bud Dupree too, becoming like finally.
I can't believe I can't believe we could have drafted T.J. Watt over fucking Taco.
Wow, dude, you didn't like the Taco pick?
No.
What's crazy?
I didn't.
What's crazy is everyone at the time knew that was a disaster.
I mean, yeah, dude. First of all, it's like if it would have been like Taco was hyped out of the draft, but it was like I never really heard of him, and we just drafted some fucking guy named Taco. It's just like a bad look, and we could have gotten T.J. Watt, bro. Like it was crazy. But by the way, that Samuel stat was for running backs. He surpassed Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, that's still kind of crazy because we all know what Le'Veon Bell does.
Right. I mean, 13 catches out of the backfield.
Oh, that's super impressive.
Yeah. He's a pretty good player.
I think that in and of itself right there is why I'm shaky with this Steelers team because I'm not a Rudolph guy.
I mean, Juju has not been that great.
No, but none of their receivers have, dude. I mean, they threw the ball to Jalen Samuels 13 times. None
of the receivers are supposed to be great. Juju is supposed to be legendary.
Deontay Johnson's a good player. Juju's a good player. James Washington's a good player. Vance McDonald's good too. He's back from injury. Like there's receiving out there.
Yeah.
I'm just not a Rudolph
I mean, you
guy.
got to think with Big Ben. I mean, they'd be putting up more passing yards for sure.
This team with Big Ben would be very interesting.
Right. But I don't think Mason Rudolph has been terrible. I mean, he's had some bad moments though.
No, I mean, yeah, he has been
That
horrible.
that pick early on wasn't very good.
I feel like we've been saying this a bunch, but you could do a lot worse for a backup quarterback.
Right.
You do a lot worse.
But good win for them. They're 4-4.
Yeah, and what in the world is going on with this Colts offensive line? I mean, this was supposed to be one of the best, if not the best, offensive line.
Was a good pass rush
Football.
though.
Yeah,
and
I know, but they've been
faced the Broncos too. That's a tough defense as well.
True, but if you're the best offensive line in the NFL, I mean, look, the Cowboys, they were the best offensive line in the NFL. It did not matter what pass rush they were playing. They neutralized it every time. Like, the Colts quarterbacks have been under pressure more than any other quarterback since week 5. That's a 4-game window. Like, that's a decent amount of games.
Right.
Hoyer's under pressure on 60% of his drop. That's absurd, man. That you don't want to put your backup quarterback under that much pressure. But that is
I mean, it's probably credit to the Steelers, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So a big win for the Steelers. I'm hopping on slowly but surely. I'm hopping on. Yeah. Let's move on to the next game. I was shocked that you picked the Titans in this one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
The Panthers win 30-20, move to 5-3. It's kind of crazy because everyone talks about NFC playoff teams, but no one ever says the Panthers. They're 5-3.
Yeah. Yeah, big bounce back game from them. I guess I was just thinking that maybe they were gonna get kicked while they were down against a good hot Tennessee team, and they got to Tannehill a lot, sacked him 4 times. They forced 2 picks, and one of the picks was early on, right off A.J. Brown's hands, so that wasn't really Tannehill's fault. Do you think that they should change this interception stat where maybe it's like a half interception or something?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. But, that was right in Titans territory, and the second one was a big one, though. That was early in the fourth quarter, and that one was pretty costly. McCaffrey got his receiving touchdown right after. But early on, right after that, it was 17-0. I mean, you're putting yourself in a hole every time when you do that.
Yeah.
I give the Titans a lot of credit for fighting back, though. I mean, I think they still played an overall solid football game. Derrick Henry was doing his thing. I think the defense had a couple of drop picks that I saw that could have been huge. I mean, it was 24-14, and then McCaffrey had his big 58-yard run. I mean, this guy just always has heartbreaking runs.
He's so good.
When games are decently close, they're just heartbreaking. But he 24 carries, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Second player other than Jim Brown to have 150 scrimmage yards and a touchdown in 6 of his first 8 games in the season. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And other than that, the Panthers put Cam on IR, and that was kind of interesting. He's eligible for the playoffs, but it seems, I mean, to me, Kyle Allen just makes sense for this team.
That would shock me.
I mean, Cam, they put him on. You were talking about maybe him coming back. I mean, pretty soon.
No, that's what they were talking. That was what they were talking about at the time. And to be honest with you, it's starting to sound like to me that it's over.
I mean, it does. And
it's over.
I mean, bro, they've scored 30 points in 4 of the last 6 games. They've had 16 takeaways the last 5 games. I just think
very good defense.
And I mentioned early on, like, I think it's just a sigh of relief for this team not to have to cater to Cam, bro. And I think it's really big for Rivera first and foremost. And I think Colin's good enough to take this team to at least the playoffs. Maybe not win anything in the playoffs, but at least be a good quarterback for him.
I think it just simplified the game plan for them.
Yeah.
Get McCaffrey the ball.
And it simplified the locker room, man.
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw Cam with a scarf and a top hat on in the media? Not all season. I mean, that would annoy the shit out of me if I'm on his team.
That he wears a scarf?
I mean, bro, he's just like, we're like losing games, and he's just like got his scarf on the media, smiling and shit still. If I was a teammate, I'd be like, bro, this guy annoys the shit out of me.
Bro, hey, take the scarf off, bro.
Yeah, like, dude, can you just like relax?
No, I mean, that's just an interesting situation. Because I don't know what they do, man. I'm interested to see though if they do trade him, what the return would be.
I didn't think the Titans looked really shit though. I mean, I think they still played a decent game.
Here's the thing about the Titans. This is who they are, dude. I mean, they're
I think it's still clear they're way better with Tannehill than Mariota.
Yeah, but they're just a mediocre ass team, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing it. They'll win a couple games.
But a mediocre team in the AFC is a playoff team.
So. No. They're not a playoff team. They're not a playoff team. I'm deading that shit right now.
I'm not writing them off yet.
This is the most boring team to watch, I think, in all of football. Because even the bad teams are just laughably bad, so you have to watch because there's entertainment value. But the Titans, they're just so boring.
That Bears-Eagles game was unwatchable.
Oh yeah. The Bears are bad too, and honestly, the Eagles are starting to get bad.
The Eagles are unwatchable, man.
But I don't know. There's sometimes some big play. The Titans are just so boring. They put me to sleep every week, and they've always been like this. That's what's weird to me.
I think Tannehill is fun. I think he makes it more fun.
I used to. Do you remember that playoff game against the Chiefs when fucking Mariota threw a pass, got batted down, he caught it, and ran it for a touchdown? Like that was fun. That was fun. But I have to ask for the Titans, what is the future of this team? What is it exactly? Because you have both of your quarterbacks are free agents.
Right.
So what do you do?
Probably go draft one.
I know, but you're not going to have a very high pick. And do you trade up maybe?
Maybe.
I mean, Tannehill's 31.
I mean, if you're going to say the Jags are not out of it at 4-5, the Titans are definitely not out of it either.
Well, I think that the Jags are a better team.
Really?
That's what I think.
Okay. It's close.
Derrick Henry had
pretty similar teams, though.
No, I mean, I don't.
Pretty similar.
I guess when you put it like that, you are correct.
Yeah.
But I just. Why would I trust the Titans?
I mean, I'm at the point now where I'm trying to not make generalizations because I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
No, I mean, you're right, but that's no fun, though.
I could see the Colts falling out. I mean, they're 5-3.
It's fun to overreact.
They're 5-3. They could fall out.
I agree with that. I have not really been that impressed.
And this is a point where I was like, oh, the Colts second best team in the AFC.
That's true.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I did say the Bills were the third best team, and now I'm just fucking deading them pretty much right now.
Right. And they're 6-2.
But no, I want to get this point off. Derrick Henry only had 2 rush attempts in the first half. That's all I have to say.
I mean, yeah. You're down 17-0 though.
In the first half, though, like there's no lead too big in the first half to not run, because you get a touchdown, and all of a sudden it's 17-7.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I feel you for sure.
So that's like anytime Deion Lewis is out carrying Derrick Henry, you have a bad game plan and you're doing a bad job.
I mean, would you say that Pittsburgh's better than Tennessee?
Oh, 100%.
Even with Mason Rudolph?
100%. That defense is insanely good. Like, they have a top 3 defense in Pittsburgh. Top 3, top 5.
Tennessee's top 12.
Okay, there's a big difference between top 3 and top 12.
I feel that.
And also, Pittsburgh forces turnovers, so I'll always give the benefit of the doubt to defenses like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, like, over the moon high on any of these teams.
I'm just, the AFC is just
it is shitty. I take the Raiders over all of them.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you. And speaking of them, wow, look at that segue.
There you go.
Man, are you kicking yourself for this one?
Kind of, yeah.
You've been a big Raiders guy.
I know.
And I bought in, and it paid. Raiders are 4-4.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch, dude.
Yeah, they are. This is a really good game, though. It came down to the last play of the game.
No, yeah, it was a good game. Lions played well, I thought.
A lot of yards, a lot of points. Both teams aired it out, and it's really clear that the Raiders have a really good running back.
Yeah,
this dude is a stud.
He has to be Rookie of the Year. Has to be.
Yeah. He's got the most rushing yards by a rookie running back in Raiders history, which he surpassed Marcus Allen. So that's not no small feat.
Yeah,
Marcus Allen's a Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see Hunter Renfrow getting involved in the game plan. I mean, this guy had incredible success in college.
I think they're talking about it in the broadcast, and it made sense is when they got Tyrell Williams back and Darren Waller going and Jacobs going, it just opens the offense more for him.
100%. And Derek Carr's been playing really well.
Yeah.
But I mean, we knew the Lions were going to have success through the air with this, secondary. How good are Golladay and Marvin Jones?
They've got to be one of the best duos in the NFL.
These guys are so damn good, man. But both defenses had a couple good moments throughout the game. Darryl Worley had that really nice interception.
That was a great play.
That was a really good interception. And a fake punt by the Raiders. That was nice to see.
I feel like they're doing something like that every week. It feels like.
I mean, dude, it's just John Gruden, man. I just love that guy. A lot of people hate on him. I love John Gruden.
You almost have to love him.
I know. And Raiders made a lot of big plays late. Derek Carr was really good, like I said. And Stafford was driving, man. They were right there, 4th and goal on the 1. They had to hurry up, and the Raiders called a timeout and gave him like a whole chance to draw something up, and they didn't draw anything good up.
KDG and Marvin Jones were not even on the field for that play.
I don't know how that happened. I almost think it would have been better if they had a hurry-up play. They might have had more success. So maybe that timeout was good for the Raiders.
Maybe.
But Stafford's got 340 yards and 3 touchdowns in 3 straight games. but the Lions defense has allowed 250 plus passing yards in every game this season.
They're
They only had 5 of those games all last season. So, and we talked about how crazy that trade was. What a turnaround for the secondary from last year to this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a crazy stat to me, especially
He's
with
talking about the Quandre Diggs trade for those of you.
Yeah, I mean that is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But the Lions are probably out of it with a tough NFC.
I think so too.
You go back to that Packers game. What a shit show. But the Raiders are 4-4. They scored 24 plus in 5 straight, and they're looking like a tough AFC team.
Yeah. The Lions defense, man, I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to realize that they're just victims of terrible linebackers. Linebackers are so intricate to your defense.
What about trading away your secondary and ruining that chemistry?
Yeah, that hurts too. But I mean, the crazy thing was they were terrible even before that trade.
Yeah, but I mean, they only had 5 250 plus passing yard games all year last year. You have 8 already out of 9 games.
Yeah, it's bad. It's all
that's
bad.
A big stat to me.
It for them. I'm watching this game. I'm realizing they only rush 3 because they don't trust their team in coverage, but yet they give up big plays anyway because their linebackers are terrible in coverage. So
they didn't used to do that.
Yeah, I know, but they're just in this.
Yeah,
it's crazy too because Patricia comes from New England where it's all centered on linebackers.
Well, when you sell out and you play man-to-man, zero coverage.
Right, but go back and look at any of these elite Patriots defenses, even this year's one, because look at Jamie Collins and Van Noy. They've always had really good linebacker play. Always.
Yeah.
And Jared Davis and Christian Jones have both been two of the worst linebackers in the NFL this year, coverage-wise. It's hurting them badly. And because, Quandre Diggs is a good player. Darius Slay is a really good player. It shouldn't be this bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know how much longer Patricia has. Because, dude, 4th and goal at the 1, play of the game, and fucking your 2 best players on offense aren't even on the field. What are you thinking?
And this was a coach that was getting praised at the beginning of the year, and it's just, the Lions are just one of those teams, man. It just always seems to go south at some point.
Well, this just proves too that this isn't college football because I saw so many Lions fans, beating their chest after the close losses to to the Chiefs and to the Packers. Like, this isn't college football. You have to win those games.
Yep.
Because look at you now. You're what, 3-5, 3-4-1 in a tough division. And it's probably over. In a tough NFC.
Yeah, tough NFC.
So, yeah. I don't know. Josh Jacobs, god damn, he's good.
This is a big win for the Raiders because if they lose...
The Raiders are in the playoff hunt.
They would have been in a tough spot if they lose this game, though.
Yeah, but either way, they're just cruising this year. Like, I don't think they had playoff aspirations. Obviously, every team has playoff aspirations, but if they were being really realistic... I don't know how they saw themselves, especially after the Antonio Brown saga. I don't really know if they saw themselves making the playoffs. But now they're playing games incredibly close. They're playing everyone tough. Dude, the Bears, they own that pick. It's a top 10 pick right now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think it's credit to John Gruden, man.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Mike Mayock too.
This has been a fun team to watch all year.
Yeah,
a team that is going to go out there and fight.
Yeah. It's a fun team to watch. If you guys haven't been watching Raiders games, I highly recommend it. Because they're always doing some crazy shit. Josh Jacobs is making 20 people miss every time he gets the ball. Darren Waller is
great
insane.
Story.
Tyrell Williams is fun to watch too.
He's a good player.
They're trying to murder everyone. They're getting up talking shit after every play.
That's why I really wish Burfict didn't get suspended, man.
Yeah.
He's just such a perfect fit.
He is, but
too
many times.
They told him.
I do. Okay, you mentioned Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay. You want to know some crazy stat? Because I looked it up to see if they were the best, maybe the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. Only 9 receivers have over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. You want to know something crazy about that? 6 of them are teammates. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You got Kenny G and Marvin Jones.
Evans and Godwin,
and Lockett and DK Metcalf.
Dude,
I think the other ones are Cooper
We're about to get to another good segue.
Hey, another good segue.
Yeah.
Oh, my Bucks. I got to give them some flowers, though. Great job, Bucks. You made me really proud out there.
They played their asses off.
I know. Yeah. They're 2-6, but they're not a 2-6 team. Let me just say that.
I definitely have on here that it's crazy. It's crazy they're 2-6.
Yeah, they're not a Twin Six team. The Seahawks, though, I mean, that's a hard-fought win. You'll take
Man,
it.
there wasn't any defense out there.
No,
I mean,
that's a concern though for sure for the Seahawks. But
right.
when you got Russell Wilson, it is what it is.
Yeah. Both offenses had a huge day. I mean, the Bucs had a 21-7 lead, but I'll tell you, I wasn't really ever too worried. I just
with Jameis, you can never feel safe.
Jameis didn't have a pick, but he had that really ugly slip fumble out of his hand. Man, this guy just always finds a way to.
He always finds a way to have the ugliest turnovers too.
Right. He still fought back and took him to overtime.
What have I been saying, bro? That's him.
Yeah, I know. But Russell Wilson's MVP, man. And he's got 73 career touchdowns in the fourth quarter since he's been in the league in 2012.
So good.
Is he MVP if they don't make playoffs? I'm just going to ask that question.
You think they're going to miss playoffs?
I'm thinking it's possible.
If they miss playoffs, wow.
They have a pretty tough second part of the schedule.
Well, we'll have to see who plays out. I mean, they're talking Lamar Jackson now.
I know. So I'm saying if Russell doesn't make the playoffs, is Lamar front runner?
If Russell doesn't make playoffs and the Panthers make it, CMC
McCaffrey
is a front runner to me.
Okay. Well, no, Lamar CMC is still pretty close.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting topic. I don't know.
Right. That's kind of why I just wanted to ask it. I had that question.
Yeah.
But Seattle offense got pretty much everything they need. Carson's a stud. Lockett is a monster. They got a clear number 2 in Metcalf. He's a monster.
Yes.
And they pick up Josh Gordon.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, they did.
That's a really interesting pickup. I mean, they can use him a lot of different ways out of the slot. I mean, he's kind of like Tyler Lockett in a way. He kind of has that.
I think he fits really well in the slot.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of getting bigger and like more of a possession guy now, I feel like.
Seattle's going to figure out how to use him.
Yeah.
But man, you said it. This defense has some concerns. I mean, they've allowed 5 100-yard receivers in their last 5 games, and their kicking game. The kicker missed 2 field goals and an extra point.
Yeah, fuck you. I haven't.
But this team has just completely shifted its identity from the Seahawks we used to know, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch. It's really fun to watch.
That's what I said last week, dude. And you were shitting on me a little bit. But I said, let Russell Wilson throw the ball, please. I didn't want him to throw the ball 20 times.
I was just saying that when you can run the ball, it's always good to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I will say, Chris Carson, 2 fumbles again? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
He has the most fumbles in the NFL this year for running backs.
Did he lose both of them?
No, he only lost 1.
Okay.
But I mean, still.
Yeah.
Did you get all you wanted to say?
Yeah.
I know I interrupted a little bit.
Yeah.
First and foremost, this loss, I know everyone likes to shit on him, and I'm his biggest supporter, probably. But this loss has not even really come close to falling on Jameis. He had a bad fumble, but I mean, he balled his ass off, I thought. And he had that one play, that 3rd down scramble, where he made like 6 guys miss and ran it for a touchdown, and there some phantom hold. The Bucs get fucked again by some fucky officiating, man. Feels like it's always them.
That was a great play, too.
Feel pretty bad for them.
Yeah.
From the Seahawks side of things,
it's like the Bucs and the Lions, bro.
I know it is. It really is those 2. The Lions for sure. It's always the Lions.
Right.
There are like YouTube compilations of only the Lions getting fucked over by the But for the Lions, it's always like game-winning plays.
Right.
It's never like oh man, that was a bad holding call, like the middle of the second quarter. It's like a horrible missed pass interference on a game-winning touchdown or some shit.
Hands to the face on a player that's never gotten called it before.
Yeah, some penalty you've never heard of.
It's probably because I had money on them. That's why it happened. Because I feel like I always get screwed on shit like that too.
I don't think there's any gamblers who make money because everyone says the same thing.
They always get screwed on something.
Yeah, same with fantasy players too. It's like, oh, I just picked up this guy. Now he's gonna suck.
But you know what's crazy is a lot of time when you win, it's on some crazy shit too.
That's true. I mean, that's
because we had a buddy that needed the Seahawks to cover. And guess what? If they would have hit the field goal to go into overtime, he wouldn't have won because the spread was 4. Instead, they go to overtime and get the touchdown, and they cover.
That's true.
So that's crazy, too.
That's just why you got to love sports, man.
Yep.
But, okay, let me start by talking about the Seahawks. I saw this, I think it was a tweet, and it was so true. Someone said the Seahawks are like that friend in college who is always drunk and always has some issues going on, but yet has a 3.9 GPA. That's exactly the Seahawks. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Not to say names, but one of our buddies.
Yeah, one of our buddies.
Shout out you.
That's exactly what the Seahawks team is like. They're 7-2, but it's like, God, they have so many issues that it just feels like it might just come crumbling down at some point.
Yeah.
But when you have Russell Wilson, he can hide those issues, man. He's so fucking good.
I know.
He is so good.
Yeah.
It's crazy because people used to think he was the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Well,
Crazy,
I'll tell
crazy
you
to think
too.
that.
I'm really impressed with Tyler Lockett, man.
Yeah,
This dude
he's
has
hard.
came a long way from
He's
being
hard.
like their number 3 to a solidified number 1 in this league.
He had 18 targets, the most in the NFL all season. 18. That is crazy.
Right.
And him and DK Metcalf combined for 27, most for a duo in the NFL this season. DK Metcalf, dude. I mean, holy shit.
He's a monster.
He has a chance to become the 5th rookie ever to have 1,000 rushing yards and 10 receiving. Oh, not rushing yards. 1,000 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns in one season.
I'd love to go back and look at all the teams that surpassed him because I remember watching the draft and I was like, DK Metcalf is still out here?
Well, a lot of the issues were he's super injury prone, and the concerns were that he could only really do one thing, because he only really did one thing in college, which is just
dude, if
run
you
straight.
see that, if you just see this guy,
yeah, no, I give it a
I
shot.
mean, I'm like, oh my, I gotta get this guy on my team. And Seattle is this guy and Josh Gordon just fall in their lap.
Well, I mean, he did show up to draft interviews shirtless.
Okay,
I'd be saying,
yeah, understandably, right.
no, I'd be saying, all right, hey, have good luck in the NFL.
Well, we might draft you. That's what I would be saying.
I'd be saying, hey, good luck in the league elsewhere.
I'd be saying,
Show up
hey,
to
dude.
a fucking interview shirtless. I mean, if I looked the way he did, though, I'd probably be walking around fucking everywhere shirtless.
Right.
But this was a fun game. Oh, I do want to talk about the Bucs. I haven't talked about that at all. The Mike Evans is just such a good receiver.
He's so good.
It's sad because no one talks about him. But here's the thing that I thought was interesting. The Bucs are 0-4 when Mike Evans has 100 yards, 10 catches, and a touchdown. And they are 7-17 when he has over 100 yards. Interesting, huh?
That's kind of weird. I mean, you can't put a
they've
whole
also been
lot.
bad, though.
It's like
bad.
It's like the Bucs being 2-6. It's just like they just lose.
Yeah, they do just lose.
They just lose.
It's because they're secondary, dude. Jamal Dean. I want to talk about this kid because I just feel really bad for him.
Well, I think that's interesting too because they had spent a lot of high draft picks on secondary.
Yeah, this kid was a third-round pick.
What was the one before Hargraves?
Oh, I don't remember.
The more light-skinned guy, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'll look it up. Go ahead with Dean.
Okay, Vernon Hargraves, he targeted 10 times, 8 catches, 105 yards, 110 passer rating. He's been horrendous, man. He's been bad. But this Jamel Dean kid, 3rd-round rookie, he played a total of 5 snaps before this week. He played the entire game, and he just got embarrassed out there. And you have to feel bad for the kid. He was targeted 14 times. I mean, they were just picking on him. 9 catches, 155 yards, 3 touchdowns, 141 yards. I mean, almost every big play that happened in this game for the Seahawks, go back and rewatch it, Jamel Dean. That one big catch DK Metcalf had in overtime to set up the game-winning touchdown, Jamel Dean. I think DK Metcalf's touchdown, Jamel Dean. Just poor kid. You almost have to feel bad for him. Did you look it up? Did you find it?
I can't find it, dude. I can't remember his freaking name, dude.
Someone out there will, and they'll shit on us in the YouTube comments for not remembering it.
Yeah.
But I do have to say this: you're 2-5 Bucks. You're 2-5. One of the hardest places in the league to play. Go for 2 there. Win the game.
Yeah.
Win the game. I wish they did that.
Yeah.
And knowing Bruce Arians, I'm kind of shocked they didn't. Okay, let's move on to the next game because we're kind of rambling here. There's a lot of shit to talk about this week. There's a lot of shit to talk about in this one. Did you pick the Broncos?
No, but I did bet on them. But I didn't pick them in our shit.
Okay, man. The
Brandon Allen.
Wow,
Let's go.
Hilarious, dude.
Hey, I have a point on Brandon Allen real quick.
Okay.
Was that a bigger win for Arkansas than for Denver?
Yeah, 100%. That's the biggest win Arkansas has had in years.
Dude, and that was my point. Like, holy shit, like that felt bigger than anything Arkansas has done as a football team the last 2 seasons.
Because it was.
Yeah. But the Broncos come out on top. I told you I was scared shitless picking the Browns.
Yeah.
I liked how Brandon Allen was throwing to Fant a lot. I thought he had some really nice throws.
I mean, he was a first-round pick for a reason.
Brandon Allen was not a first-round pick.
No, Fant was.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on. But man, the Browns suck. it's clear that Greg Williams should have been the head coach. I don't think Freddie Kitchens should be a head coach right now. And the Browns are more worried about cleats and mustaches than winning games. I mean, dude, you're shaving mid-game, you're shaving after the game. You don't know what kind of mustache you want to rock.
Dude,
These dudes don't know what.
thing.
These dudes don't know what kind of cleats they want to wear. I mean, we're talking about cleats and mustaches after the game than football. It's unbelievable, dude. Like, where's the head coach in all this shit?
Oh, I have some stuff to say later.
And I said, well, in our group text, I'm like, Baker's like shaving in the bathroom like mid-game while the rest of the team is getting chewed out. Like, hey, where's Baker at?
Can you imagine like Odell Beckham throwing chairs and shit, and Baker's in the fucking over the seat shaving his mustache? Hey, what's the fuck's going on out there, guys? Settle down.
Baker, get out here.
Hey, give me a second.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's so funny that he shaved that shit. Did he shave it mid-game?
Yes,
dude. That's hysterical.
and then before his post game,
you can't make this shit up, dude.
Before his post-game interview, he shaved again.
You could not make this shit up, man. Oh my god, it's hilarious. You knew it was gonna. Everyone knew it was coming too.
He's wearing like the trench coat.
Dude, was that tweet I sent not hilarious? It was like, man, Cleveland's really taking a toll on Baker. It was like Baker after the draft, smiling, clean face, shaven, look like a fucking 12-year-old. Then he has that trench coat on with his little mustache. Looking fresh off the streets.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
on the other side,
wow.
Not talking about the shit Browns. Lindsey was really good.
He's just good. It's time that we all accept the fact that he's just a good running back. Everyone's been trying to not say he's a good running back, but it's been time.
I've honestly been big on him, and
me too.
Yeah, and I drafted him in our league, and as an RB2, I think he's a pretty solid RB2.
No, I mean, I remember you were high on him last year.
Right, yeah, and he's fifth Broncos player ever with 2,000 scrimmage yards in his first 24 games. So that's a big stat. But B. Allen, 2 touchdown passes. That's more than Flacco had in the whole month of October. And Sutton's a monster. And I think the big key for the Broncos defense was shutting down Chubb. They shut him down pretty much all day. And there was a lot of Baker and Odell milestones that I just didn't even want to write down. I didn't want to write them down at all because I don't care about Odell's numbers. I think they're worthless. Even in the Giants, they're worthless. They go to the postseason and he does nothing.
What milestones? He had 5 catches for 80 yards.
It was like a bunch of yards before a certain age and stuff like that.
I mean, Odell is a premier talent.
Yeah, but at what cost to the team and shit? You know what I'm saying?
I do kind of.
I think there's a lot of other receivers I would choose over Odell.
I do kind of miss him, if I'm being honest. I miss him being in a better situation because he was a fun player to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he still had some decent moments in this game, but I just think these guys care more about their Instagram and shit like that than being a teammate and stuff like that.
I mean, they bought into all their hype.
I mean, this was a dude that bought in, but he wants to play for Tom Brady, and he's more worried about giving his cleats to Tom Brady, more worried about wearing Joker cleats.
Can you blame him, dude?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
The Browns have 2 touchdowns all year to receivers. 2.
I mean, it probably, even if they were winning, he'd be doing the same shit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I mean, it's just Odell at this point. Jarvis, what cleats were Jarvis wearing too? They both had to change their cleats.
I guess they were 2 bright orange. I don't know why Jarvis's were such a big deal. Yeah. I don't even know why Odell's were a big deal.
Oh yeah, was Jarvis the one who wore the Popeyes cleats?
Or is that what it was?
Somebody wore Popeyes cleats this week.
It would have had to have been Jarvis because they were like orange, but I didn't even think that they were Popeyes cleats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck about cleats, dude. Like NFL, who gives a fuck?
I know.
But here comes my unpopular opinion, I guess. I thought Brandon Allen looked like dog shit.
Okay.
Truthfully,
I don't like that at all.
His pocket presence had to be one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I mean, they still got a bad O-line and a good pass rush on the other side.
Right, but dude, he backpedaled into a sack. Like he started spinning around and there was no one around, and then he just starts backpedaling in the pocket.
There's probably no one open.
Backpedaling
no one
forward.
open.
He's not backpedaling backward. He has his back turned to the field, and he's
That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
He's backpedaling towards the line of scrimmage and runs into a sack. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Well, trust me, we saw a lot of ugly things out of Brandon Allen in Arkansas for sure.
I mean, look, I'll say this again.
12 for 20, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's what you want to see.
It could be worse. I mean, most of his yards came from big plays. That Cortland Sutton catch was insane.
You're coming off a quarterback who was Super Bowl winning quarterback, but didn't throw one pass touchdown in a whole month of playing football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not defending Flacco here.
Yeah.
But I really don't have anything to say about the Broncos because all the fun stuff is with the Browns. So let's talk about it. Yep. I have another dumpster fire alert. A lot of tweets here. Oh man, these are hilarious. All right, so let's just save the Jermaine Whitehead stuff in a couple of minutes. Let's first start with Freddie Kitchens. After the game, Freddie Kitchens, what's missing with the Browns? Execution. That's good. It's always good to blame your players whenever things are going poorly, especially when you're pretty much widely considered the worst coach in the NFL, if not one of them. I mean, Adam Gase is making it hard to win. Coach. Yeah, Bengals coach too. Anytime you're 0-8 or whatever they are, 0-13, I don't know. James Palmer tweeted, Odell Beckham apparently said, I can't get the ball to save my life.
Yeah.
As he was walking off the field. That's really good to see from your star wide receiver.
That's another point to my point about the dude.
That's true. Into the first half, the Broncos are literally kneeling the ball to go to halftime, and the Browns get a fucking too many men on the field penalty.
Oh.
Like, you could send one guy out there. You don't even have to have a defense out there for that fucking play, but yet you have too many men on the field. That's hilarious. Also, why is Dontrell Hilliard even getting entertained?
I don't know.
Like, they're actually running. It's not like he's coming in and filling in for Chubb, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're running plays for this dude. It's like, he's on the field when it was 4th and 1, and they went for it. He was on the field.
Yeah.
Instead of Nick Chubb. And what was that play call? I hate that little quarterback sneak, but you actually run it outside.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Doesn't work for Dak either.
No, I really don't like that one. Don't do that again.
Yep. That's 2 weeks in a row. We've done it 2 games in a row.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just get into this Jermaine Whitehead shit because it's really funny. So I have a whole timeline written down. 6:32 Central Time, the game ends. 6:49, Jermaine Whitehead is firing up the Twitter, and boy, he's firing that thing up. Let's read some of these tweets. For those of you who don't know, Jermaine Whitehead's a safety. I don't even know if he got
cut.
He got cut. I don't even know if he got playing time or anything like that. He replied to a tweet. RH tweeted, just saw 2 for 110 yards and a touchdown. Fuck boy. He tweeted this directly at Jermaine Whitehead. Jermaine Whitehead replied, don't get shot at, little bitch. Whoop my ass? Fuck football. Let me know when you need the address. To which RH replied, you'd probably miss. That's fucking hilarious. Jermaine Whitehead tweeted at Brian Schofler, some random kid, by the way. It's just some random nobody. Only if you stood 10 feet from me when you tweet that BS. To which Brian Schofler replied, give me a time and a place. You suck. Just judging by his profile picture, this is like a white high schooler. Jermaine Whitehead replied, he replied with the Cleveland Browns practice facility address. And he said, any fucking day of the week, cracker. All caps on the cracker. Next tweet.
Meet me at the Browns practice facility, dude. I'll show you what's up there. You'll see where I practice and don't play.
Oh, this one's funny. Jermaine Whitehead replied to a Twitter account. The Twitter account is, does Jermaine Whitehead still suck? And the tweet said, yup.
Yeah.
And Jermaine Whitehead replied, I'm going to kill you, bitch. That's on blood.
I'm going to kill you, bitch.
Dude, imagine just tweet. Dude,
hey, guys, you see Jermaine Whitehead's tweets? I think we're going to let him go.
But no, just imagine everyone does this on Twitter. Imagine just tweeting some shit like, God damn, Chidobe Awuzie fucking sucks. And then checking your phone 30 minutes later and Chidobe Awuzie, I'm going to kill you, bitch. Oh, and then here's another one. Dustin Fox, an actual reporter for the Browns, tweeted, Whitehead's effort to tackling today is a joke. It was. He was one of the guys who missed a tackle on that Noah Fant touchdown. To which Jermaine Whitehead replied, come get it in blood, bitch-made ass little boy. I'm out here with the broke hand. Don't get smoked, fuck-ass cracker. Yo, fuck-ass is hilarious.
Did he say that?
Yeah, fuck-ass.
Oh, my God.
Then after this, his Twitter account gets suspended. I think it's important to note during this whole saga, it was reported that he was in full uniform tweeting. So just imagine him in the locker room, shoulder pads on and everything, tweeting this. It's pretty funny when you think about that. So his Twitter account gets suspended at 7:35 Central Time, an hour after the game. He is now resorting to DM, instant messaging people. He replied to a DM. Someone direct messaged him on Instagram. You suck. LOL, getting trucked. Can you tackle, cuz? You're on the practice squad in 2 months, maybe. To which he replied, shut your bitch ass up before I kill you, little bitch.
Oh my god, bro. Dude,
hold on. There's more.
Oh no.
I ain't playing either, fuck boy. Don't get hit up. Oh, hold on. This part really made me scratch my head here. Tell your mama suck my dick for her salty, you broke bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Again, he was still in uniform. Reports came out that the Cleveland Browns PR staff was telling him, hey, buddy, I'm going to delete those tweets because that's a little excessive. And he reportedly, repeatedly told them no. Probably told him to
go die.
Probably thought he was going to kill him, suck his dick. And then 7:50 the next morning, he was cut. So a pretty eventful 12 hours there for Jermaine Whitehead.
I'd say so.
Hope he enjoys whatever he's doing next in life. I would assume by these tweets, probably nothing great.
Right.
So the Cleveland Browns, it's funny they're at this point now where it's more entertaining to laugh at them than to talk anything good about them. Yep. That's where we are.
Yep.
Moving
on to the most disappointing game of the week.
Yeah, Jesus. I don't even want to talk about this game for that long.
I don't have that much on it.
The Packers lose 26-11. I mean, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of like the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Needed this win. I think they were kind of fired up. New OC defense had something to prove. I told you that I thought that they looked better with Melvin Ingram back. Mike Williams has his first career 100-yard game. That's kind of good to see.
On 3 catches too.
Yeah, I mean, because I think a lot of people had him being a little bit better than what he's been. But Chargers had 40 rushing yards for the first time since Melvin came back. 40? I mean, 40. They had 40 rushing yards for the first time since Melvin's been back.
Yeah.
I mean, what a stat.
Yeah, and they ran the ball 38 times. Jesus.
Aaron Rodgers says a humbling loss.
Yeah.
I think this is, just kind of one of those timing things. And the Chargers are, after looking like shit, they're still right in it in the AFC too.
Shockingly, they're 4-5. I thought that they were worse than that, but they're only 4-5.
Right.
This is like you said. I'm not putting too much stock into this for the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a tough loss. You playing anytime a team looks like this. I always like to look at who they're playing next week. And they're playing the Panthers, but they also are coming off that really tough game against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. So a lot of the times when you play a game like that against a good team, it's a close game, hard-fought game. You kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit.
Right.
Especially when you're playing a team like the Chargers, who I think are a little bit better than their record.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the potential is there for them. How about that? They played like shit this season, but their potential is there.
I mean, you talked about a lot early on our show that they're a team that figures it out late. And
they've been decimated by injuries, too.
You got to think, with it only being halfway through the year, there could be a lot of turnarounds or a lot of free falls or this season's by no means done.
No, that's really all I have to say about this game. I mean, Melvin Gordon looked good for the first time, so good for him.
Yep. Keenan
Allen though, can we start getting him the ball more, please?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I know. I'm starting to get a little concerned because he hasn't had over 100 yards since week 3 and 48, 18, 33, 61, 53, 40. So it's not like any production has been there, really.
Seems like they're just so determined to get Melvin Gordon going.
That and Hunter, they're throwing the ball to Hunter Henry a ton.
Whoop-pick.
I mean, he's a good tight end.
He's a monster.
There's some really fun tight ends in the NFL right now. Like energetic, like big play potential tight ends.
Yep.
So, yeah, good win for the Chargers. They're very much in it.
Yep.
This was kind of a must win for them because if they're 3-6, I don't know.
Right.
They're 3-6, I don't know. But nonetheless, they're 4-5. I mean, I would take them over the Titans and the Jags, I think, truth be told.
I still think it's close though.
They have more talent, so I'd give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
And I'll take Phillip Rivers over Kyle Allen and I mean they're not do I say the Chargers? They're not even in the same fucking conference. I take them over the Titans and the Jags.
That's what you said. I thought that's what you said.
Oh, okay. I thought I said Panthers. Sorry.
No, you said the Jags.
All right, let's move on to the Sunday night game. Wow.
Yep.
What a crazy turn of events this season just took on Sunday night. When you really think about it, the Ravens 37-20. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone saw this. Even your most optimistic Ravens fans, I don't
Right.
think saw a score like that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, credit to John Harbaugh. It seemed like he had a good game plan on both sides of the ball. Put the Pats in a big 17-0 hole at the beginning of the game. Mark Ingram, 15 carries, 155 yards. I thought Lamar Jackson was really good, and he's 12-3 since week 11 of last year. Second most wins behind Russell Wilson, and most rush yards through week 8 of a season. Surpasses Mike Vick for a quarterback, obviously.
Yeah.
And first quarterback with 2 rushing touchdowns versus the Patriots since Tim Tebow in week 15 of 2011.
Tebow.
Wow.
Tebow was in the league in 2011.
Right?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Feels a lot more recent than that.
I know. Tom Brady, his touchdown to Sanu makes that his 74th receiver he's thrown a touchdown to. That's the most receivers thrown to in NFL history.
He's also been in the league for 30 years.
Yep. But this was 24-20 with about 8 minutes left in the third.
Yeah.
And the Patriots didn't score the rest of the game.
Nope.
So credit to the Ravens. They look like a real contender in the AFC.
Yeah, man. Look, this is obviously you don't want to get too reactionary or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a real concern for the Patriots.
This was a statement game for the Ravens for sure.
I think, we kind of talked about the Patriots' run defense has not been that great. Because, Chubb.
I think we've talked in general that they really haven't looked that great anyway.
Well, their defense has.
The defensive touchdowns against shit teams. Congratulations.
The big concern for them, though, dude, their offense is bad.
Yeah.
Like, Brady has clearly lost a step. It's just not, it's not hard to see that.
Their O-line, they're missing 2 starters.
Yeah, they can't run the ball to save their lives.
They're missing Devlin.
Yeah,
I told y'all how big that was.
Yeah, that is big. That is true. That they are missing some really key pieces on that line.
Yep.
But
they use Devlin in every running play.
Dude, it's just, man. And the offense, like Mohamed Sanu, I like him, but 14 targets is a lot. You know what I mean?
But in that offense, it was working, I thought.
That's true. It's just they can't run the ball to save their lives, man. Sonny Michel got 4 carries. I was high on him too.
Didn't Burkhead have that fumble too?
Yeah, Burkhead fumbled.
The Ravens looked fired up to just go out there and smack.
No, Burkhead didn't fumble. Justin Bethel fumbled. Julian Edelman fumbled, and Brady fumbled. Hey, I don't know what I'm looking at, honestly. But this like, if the Patriots defense isn't scoring them a touchdown or 2, then you have a chance, and the Ravens proved that. They ran the ball all over them, man.
Yep.
Good for Lamar.
Yep.
Good
Hollywood
for Lamar.
Brown looked good.
Yeah, Hollywood had 3 catches, 48 yards, but this is against a really good pass defense.
Well, just as far as not seeing him for a while.
Yeah, that's true. First game back in, I want to say, like 3-4 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Mark Ingram is a monster.
Yeah, Mark Ingram. I'm so happy for him. I've always been a big Mark Ingram fan.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm happy. And even then, like, I like Gus Edwards too. Justice Hill, I think, has some potential. They just got so much talent running wise.
Should we maybe predict the AFC Championship right now? Like, who could make it there? Like, I would think the Ravens are almost a lock.
A lock?
Almost.
They'd have to play one of the Chiefs or the Patriots. So do you feel confident they can win?
It'd be a good game. I'm
definitely not saying they're a lock, but they're in there because they play the Chiefs close too early in the year when Patrick Mahomes was playing.
Yeah.
Granted, I think right now the Chiefs look dangerous with that defense.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna stick with the Patriots though. I'm not gonna be that guy. Okay. I'm not gonna be that guy who writes the Patriots off and then they win the Super Bowl. But there's some glaring concerns though. I'm gonna be real. But they're also 8-1. So
and they're also way more dangerous in the playoffs. That's
true too. And this defense still is so good. And I was kind of worried this would happen. Obviously I picked the Patriots because I'm not going to pick against them. Even moving forward, I probably won't. But I was concerned about a team that's able to run the ball as well as the Ravens playing against this defense that lives off of turnovers. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So good for the Ravens.
Yep.
I know we didn't talk about it that much, but we've kind of rambled on about other shit. So, and we're about to talk about the Cowboys. And you know how
Cowboys.
you know how we like to talk about the boys. The Cowboys, Monday Night Football, 37-18, really wasn't that pretty. You see the score and you think that it was a fucking just a blowout. It really wasn't until the very, very end of the game. But still, 37-18, moved to 5-3. Big win for the boys.
Yeah. Dak with the way too early Christmas gift to start the game.
And that was hilarious, dude, because they were literally ESPN was jinxing all night long with those
Right.
fucking dumb shit they were saying.
Which was weird too that you mentioned jinxing, but because the black cat whole thing.
Dude, okay. Why were they acting like that was going to be a curse for the Cowboys?
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep thinking too.
Would that not have been a curse for the Giants? Because
that's literally what I keep thinking.
In New York.
Too. Stephen A. today was even like, well, that's a sign that Cowboys have bad things to come. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
The Cowboys were losing the game at that point.
Yeah, and it literally turned the whole game.
They scored 10 points in the next 50 seconds, right after that.
Yeah.
Dude, the ESPN announcers were so annoying. They were so happy anytime. I remember there was a 5-yard Saquon run, and the fucking announcer was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys started this game really ugly. I mean the Cobb fumble, and the Giants had that early lead, and it was kind of looking like it might have been one of those games.
It was looking like a long night.
But the offense settled in. You know, they started doing their thing against a bad defense that's allowed 25 points in 8 of their 9 games. Jarwin had a big touchdown. He loves to go off against this team. 5 of his 6 career touchdowns are against the Giants.
That's crazy.
Zeke was eating. He was looking good. Coop had a nice touchdown. Gallup had a nice touchdown. I thought Dak, other than the pick, was reading the defense really well, getting the ball out quickly. But I think the key for me is the defense, man. And I think that's the big key in general for this team. And 3 takeaways, the demoralizing one at the end, of course. But I think, shutting down Barkley, other than the one big play, was huge. He's guaranteed one big play. And, I mean, other than that, we really shut him down pretty well. I thought Michael Bennett had some good moments. I love that we're blitzing more, especially with Jalen. It sounds like the Cowboys are listening to this show a little bit.
Yeah, they are.
And Xavier Woods, I think, is a really solid safety in this league. He gets the forced fumble on Danny Dimes. That was a really good play. And I think Thompson's better than Jeff Heath. I don't know why Jeff Heath is starting. Hopefully he's not anymore. And I think Sean Lee played a hell of a game. He was on those Saquon screens all night. D-Law was causing problems all night. And another horrible officiating Monday Night Football game. We had a lot of chippy moments where Hernandez on the Giants got not one flag called on him. And personally, as a football fan, I like all the extra scuffles, and I wish they wouldn't be as strict on flags on some of like one little shove or one little thing. I wish they wouldn't be as strict on flags. And I think the Cowboys need to clean up their special teams. They were getting way too long of returns. But other than that, we beat the Giants 6 straight times. We're 9-1 versus the NFC East since last year. And Witten is 20th all time in Cowboys NFL receiving yards in NFL history.
Witten had 8 catches. That was crazy.
Yep.
Good game for the boys, man. Look, here's the thing though. If I have to be a pessimist, I will. They can't keep starting the games this fucking slowly, dude.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it. What happens when you do that against good teams like the Packers? You fall into too deep of a hole that you can't recover from. And then you also showed against the Jets that if you fuck around like that against bad teams, you will lose.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how bad the team is. If you fuck around and fall down 21-3, you're gonna lose the game.
And that was just like a here you go interception. It wasn't like a good play by the DB or anything. It was just
it was thrown
right. Hey defense, here you go. I mean, that's right in our own territory on the first play. I mean, those are kind of tone-setting plays.
And that came right after on the opening kickoff when Tony Pollard caught it at the 10-yard line and walked out of bounds instead of letting it bounce out of bounds. So instead of starting
how are we having Jalen Smith hype up the team and then we start the games like that? How does this happen?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to be really excited, but I'm not, if I'm being honest with you.
This is what we should do, and there's a lot of things to be better at.
It's what we should do, but you take away that fumble return at the end, it's 30-18.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we had to pull away at the end of the game. Like, this game was a lot closer than the score indicates. Trust me on that. In the fourth quarter, it was a one-possession game until, 10 minutes left.
Right.
Or even longer than that. Like, the Giants were driving with a chance to tie the game after that big Saquon screen. The Giants just could not finish a fucking drive in the end zone to save their
We
lives.
talked about turnovers will kill you, and Danny Dimes, as good as he's looked at times, he's had a lot of bad turnovers.
Oh yeah,
I
terrible
mean,
turnovers.
you can't let a safety come helmet deep into the football. You got to slide. You got to get down. I mean, I get he was going for the first down, but
His fumble issues are crazy.
that's going to cost you, man.
His fumble issues are crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback have a fumbling issue quite like he does.
Right.
But you like to see the defensive touchdown though.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was the last play of the game, didn't matter. It was some front running.
I mean,
shit,
especially the way that game was going, I was just like, "Fuck you, Giants!" Like,
yeah, that's true. That's
know.
true. You never root for an injury, and you're never happy for an injury. But I mean, Jeff Heath.
Thompson's better than him.
Yeah, Jeff Heath's not a good safety. I've said it a trillion times. I feel like every single episode we talk about Jeff Heath being bad.
How is Thompson not already the starter over him anyway?
Because his team is in love with Jeff Heath. And they play different positions, but still, just fucking. I don't care. I don't want to.
Are we ever going to see Donovan Wilson?
I don't know.
What's up with that?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't have the inside scoop. But yeah, man. Zeke played well. Who is the halftime show girl? Is it Michelle Tafoya?
I don't know.
Who it is. At halftime, she was like, Zeke and Saquon, even though neither have played well, and Zeke had like 80 yards rushing in the first half. I was like, what? Saquon hasn't played well. Zeke has played very well. Right. Zeke looks like the Zeke of old. Over the last 2 games,
he looked good.
He looked really good against the Eagles, and he looked really good again. Which
I think the Cowboys in general love to just shit on the teams in their division.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at least the team we've seen since the beginning of last year. We're 9-1 versus the division, and I can't remember you can calculate the record against other teams, but it's definitely not that good.
It's below 500.
Right.
But yeah, I thought Dak played pretty well.
So I think division games as a team were really fired up.
Yeah, I agree. And plus,
which is, also, makes sense, but you got to be better outside your division too.
To be fair, though, our division's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Dak, that pick on the first throw, I thought he played pretty well. Other than that, he was missing some throws though all night long.
You think so?
Yeah, he was missing some D balls, and his touchdown to Amari. I mean, Amari was wide open. Still thought it was a good pass. I don't give a fuck if he's wide open. Like, it was still a good pass.
Still a good pass for sure.
And the touchdown to Gallup, I mean, he got that right over the defender's hand. Like, I thought that was a good throw.
That was a really good throw.
It was a really good play by Michael Gallup to get in the end zone.
Right.
But still, that's really all I got. I don't want to ramble too long about the Cowboys because I don't know. I'm not falling victim to this trap again.
Right.
Because against the Giants, we're gonna see because it's over after this. Like, there's no more cupcakes.
Yeah.
It's the Vikings. It's the Lions in Detroit. It's the Patriots in New England. It's the Bills. It's the Bears in Chicago. It's the Rams. It's the Eagles in Philly, and then the Redskins in the season. Which, who knows? The season might be over by that game.
All right.
But looking at the next 8 games, only one of them you would think is just a guaranteed win in the Redskins. At least you would like to think. But at 5-3, I mean, we hope go 5-3 again, and you like to think you make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And just looking, I think the Vikings game is gonna be tough. Lions in Detroit.
I think all those games you mentioned are tough.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any guaranteed dubs.
No, there's no guaranteed dubs. I'm just looking at the games that if we have to go 5-3 again, I'm looking at the 5 wins.
Yeah.
Lions, Bills, Bears, Eagles. Oh, that's only 4 though. So you have to beat one of the Rams, Pats, Vikings. Oh, I didn't count the Redskins. 5. All right, there you go. Give or take, because we'll lose one of the games I just said. Guaranteed. We'll lose one of those games. But hope that we win against the Vikings or maybe against the Rams or maybe against the Patriots. I don't know. That's asking way too much.
It'll be interesting.
That's asking way too much. But anyway, we rambled on a long time. There's a lot of funny shit to talk about today.
Yeah, there was. But subscribe, follow.
Comment.
I have my camera and mic on the way, brother.
All right, next week we're coming live with the videos, and it's gonna open up everything for us.
Yeah. And follow the Twitter. We got the Twitter going a little bit.
Yeah, we got the Twitter going. Follow it. It's the tweet you see if you're on YouTube. It's the tweet.
But it's at bias slightly though.
At bias slightly, yes. I mean, I'm not a great tweeter, so I'm trying to up my tweet game, but no promises. But
We're
just give it
working
a
on
call.
it.
That'd be
Yep.
great. All right, that's all I
All
have
right.
to say. Enjoy your day, guys.
Yep, sounds good.
See ya.